Hey guys, this is Kerry, and in this video we're going to be coding some more algorithms. So you've done problem number 1 on your own, so now it's time to do problem number 2. So create an algorithm that finds the longest string in a list of words. So for example, if we run our getLongestWord algorithm on this list of words, it should be displaying greetings. So let's see how we would code this. So first step in Sublime Text is always to save your file as problem2.html in this case. Make sure you have the .html. Generate the basic HTML structure. Go to the toolbox, grab those AP tools. We're going to create our own script tags here. And now we're ready to program our own JavaScript. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing an algorithm. We're going to be creating a new function that JavaScript can use. So in order to create a new function, we use the last item in the toolbox, which is defining a function. So we copy that, we paste it. Please use pretty paste, which is Command-Shift-V, not just Command-V. It makes it much easier to debug your code. Function, the name of the function is going to be getLongestWord. And then, let's see. We're going to have one parameter, it looks like, and that parameter is going to be string list. All right, so let's start off by defining two variables. Let longest word equal, this is called like an empty string basically. Instead of having a word in here, like ABC or carry, that would have 4 letters. This is a word with 0 as its length because there is no character in there. So let current longest length equal 0. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to loop through our list, taking a look at each word. So for each of these words, check to see if it's the longest word. That should sound like a for each loop because we're going to be doing the same thing for each of them. So let's take string list, and then for each of these, as we go through it, let's call each item in the string a word. And then let's do the following for those. And this was all inside of the toolbox if you'd rather copy and paste that. So let current length equal word dot length, or dot length should be lowercase. And what that's going to do is it will display the length of each word. Or it will find the length of each word. And then in order to check to see if that word is the longest word, what we need to do is we need to say if the current length is greater than the current longest length, then we need to do two things. Longest word is going to equal the current word, which is word, because that's what we're calling it as we loop through the list. And then also the current longest length should be updated so that it's the current length. And then lastly, when we're done looping through the entire list, which is this chunk of code right here, we want to finish up by displaying whatever the current longest word, or no, sorry, whatever the longest word was. All right, so let's check to see if our program works by running it. Get longest word. And the list that we're trying it on is hey, greetings, hi, and hello. So let's give it a save and control click and then open in browser. And it says that greetings is the longest word, which is what we expected. Yeah, so problem 2 is complete. All right, let's take a look at problem 3. Create an algorithm that displays all of the even numbers in a list of numbers. So give it a save, problem3.html, create the basic HTML structure. I'm going to be utilizing, or we're going to be utilizing the AP tools. So copy and paste that from either the toolbox or the last file. Create some script tags. And now, before we did this, we wanted to think, what does it mean for a number to be even? Like 10 is even because 10 divided by 2 creates like a nice number 5 with no remainder. And I'm going to make this a comment. Unfortunately, 11 divided by 2 is a little different. 11 divided by 2 is 5, but with a remainder of 1. So this idea of being even seems really connected to division by 2 and whether it goes in nicely or whether it has a remainder. Luckily, we have an operation that's equivalent to finding the remainder. Remember that mod is equivalent to finding the remainder? So if we were to use that idea, 10 mod 2, that would give us the remainder when we do 10 divided by 2, which is 0. If on the other hand we did 11 mod 2, that would give us 1. If we did 22 mod, that's too simple of one, 44 mod 2, that would give us 22 with no remainder, so the mod would be 0. If we were to do 7 mod 2, that would give us, it goes in 3 times with remainder 1, so that would give us 1. So it looks like whenever we nicely divide it, we have no remainder, or the remainder is 0. This seems like we've got a good strategy for programming our algorithm. Figure out when the remainder is 0. All right, so we're going to create our new function. So we go to our toolbox, we grab our function defining tool. Zooming out so it's easier to see, please use Command Shift V, pretty paste, to make it so your code is organized. We're going to be finding the evens here. So there's only going to be one parameter, and it's going to be a list of numbers called numList. And it looks like what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through and then for each number checking if it's even. So again, the language is really descriptive. Because we're doing the same thing for each number, we probably need a for each loop. So let's do numList dot for each. Now here in parentheses, we get to decide what are we going to call each one of these things as we go through it. I think number is a pretty good description. So for each number as we go through it, we want to do the following. Let's check if that number is even. To check if it's even, we want to check if the remainder is 0. So if that number, when we divide it by 2, or mod 2, if that result is 0, then it will be evenly divisible by 2 with no remainder, and that would make the number even. So let's display this number. Plus is even. And I think that might be it, basically. We're going through the numbers list. For each number, we're checking when we divide by 2, is the remainder 0? And if it is, we're going to display that number. All right, let's run it. So find evens, and I'm going to use a different list than the one from there because you only have one to practice with. So let's see, I don't know, 18, 19, 3, 6, 12, 0, 8, 5. All right, so let's open this in our browser. Control-click, open in browser. And it looks like we got 18 is even, 19 skips, 3 skips, 6 is even, 12 is even, 0 is even. That's true, 0 is an even number. 8 is even, and 5 is not. Sick, it works. Or so I think. Test it with your code. All right, guys, bye.